Hello. Yes, we are live now. And today we're going to get into this. The universe is working behind the scenes for your twin flame connection. Okay. The universe is working behind the scenes for your twin flame connection. And so right now, I'm currently live just on YouTube. I am going to go back to Instagram and Facebook next week as well. And who am I? My name is 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐌𝐚𝐠𝐧𝐞, in case you're new to my channel, and I help individuals who are ready to move from pain and confusion on their twin flame journey and into peace and clarity. I've been doing this for over 6 years now, where I've helped hundreds of twin flames find the peace within, connect with their intuition, the universe, and allow the universe to guide them on the journey. I've seen the different ways that the universe does this. And so today in this video, I am going to break this down for you. Okay. And so if you have any trouble hearing me, let me know, put in the comments. So far, I don't see anyone in here, but I'm sure someone will come in soon. And you may catch the replay. If you have questions, still ask in the replay, and I'm getting through the questions, answering everybody's questions and so on. I'm catching up with that. I want to thank everyone for being patient with my energy since coming back. It's like I'm live on Wednesdays. Let's just say it like that. I've been live every Wednesday and I'm moving towards consistency. I was really glad that my energy improved. It got better. It aligned from the time since the spiritual guides had me on pause. Okay. And that is a long story in itself. I'm so glad to be back. And I'll be here every Wednesday, that's for sure. And I may move to the evening over here in Eastern Standard Time, depending on how many people are showing up, interacting, and so on. If you're here right now, I appreciate you, and stick through the end of the video. We're going to uncover a lot here, okay? And so the mind, we got to talk about the mind. The mind believes it's running the show, okay? The ego, the mind, whichever one you relate with that, believes it's running the show. Okay. I don't have a whiteboard, but I do have pen and paper here. So I'm going to stick this up here. Okay. To let you know, to really help you see this, that the mind doesn't create anything. Okay. So I wrote this down. If you can see it, probably can't really see it. All right. The mind doesn't create anything. All right. Big thing to know about on this journey. Next week, we're going to do better with this whiteboard presentation. And I may pull that up, whether you can see it or not, to remind you the mind doesn't create anything. Okay. The mind does not connect. I'm big on connection. This is my area, is helping people really connect with themselves. This is what the journey is about. You're connecting with yourself, connecting with the divine, connecting with source, and all this kind of stuff. Okay. The mind steps in and says, well, I want to take over. I want to do it my way. I'm going to tell you right now, because this is me. Okay. If I let my mind create and do all this work, it's going to be chaos. And my mind, your mind too, is going to be chaos. Okay. Because what does the mind do? It seeks to protect you. And that's it. And by protecting you, it keeps you away from the things that are meant for you. You're meant to experience love. You're meant to experience abundance. You're meant for so much. But when we let the mind run the show, it makes it feel impossible. And I'm going to tell you right now, everything is possible as long as you're feeling it intuitively. Okay. As long as you're feeling it in your soul, whatever you're feeling within is possible. And I mentioned before, I understand some people are like, well, my twin flame's not choosing this lifetime. Your soul calls in. It's your twin flame or someone to continue the journey. It doesn't change. It does not. But the mind is like, I want this physical body. It has to be this person, but it's a journey of you. And I will emphasize that your twin is not coming to save you. I wish that's the case, but your twin is not coming to save you. And if you're looking at the person and saying, I need you to do this, I'm going to set my boundaries, I'm going to do all this kind of stuff because I need these things from you. No, these things don't work in this connection. All right, so let's break it down with the universe. So once you get a grip on the mind, the obsessive thinking, the control, the expectation, all of this, when you quiet that, your soul kicks in. You hear your internal guidance more with clarity. Okay, the universe takes you on a ride, or whatever it is you feel intuitively. The universe is up for it. The universe is waiting. The universe, your soul is waiting for you to quiet the. It's happening so much, right? To quiet that, so it can. It's like it's saying, I'm giving it a personification, right? It's like it's saying, I'm here and I'm guiding you. I need you to step back. I need this mind, these beliefs, these ideas, these thoughts that have been protecting you from connection for a really long time. I need it to hush, because whatever comes from here comes in really loud. Yeah, it does. I tell you, if I listen to the stuff in here in my mind at times, it's gotten so much better. I couldn't go the distance on this journey at all, because it seeks, it looks for something. The mind was conditioned or trained to find what's wrong, and let's fix it by either controlling it or we're going to run away from it. And you think the only person on this journey, perhaps if this is you, is thinking the only person on this journey with obsessive thinking is you. I have to say, no, it's not just you. Okay. If you have obsessive thoughts and you're watching these videos and you're getting information and so on, it's likely, this is a generalization, that maybe this isn't you, but follow along, that you may be obsessively trying to figure out how to make this work. How do I understand this? How do I possibly, if you're not obsessively doing, but you just want to make something work because your intuition is telling you, hey, figure this out, right? So you're like, okay, I'm trying to figure this out. I give you props. Okay. It's likely you're trying to obtain something. Maybe you went through a phase of the obsessiveness, like, I need this person. I need to have them right now. I need that next step in my life, and all of this kind of stuff. So the thoughts keep going. How do I do it? Where? And the ego loves to be fed. You give it a little bit. You're like, oh, it's okay that I sit in the thinking about them. And the ego says, ha, 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 ha. The ego comes in like, right? You gave me some food, okay? But I don't want the small bits. I don't want the appetizer. I want the meal. And so before you know it, that little thought that you thought was innocent wind up becoming something major, and you're spinning again, going down that route of the obsessiveness and so on. And you hear your intuition. I'm always a believer. Your intuition's talking. It's talking to you. It's been talking. Maybe you don't know what it looks like or it sounds like, but it's been talking to you. And then once you quiet this up here, you get to hear what it's saying to you. Okay? This is the reason I created the Magnetic Shift ebook, which I put a link down below. Very, very good ebook. I revised it. It's up to 102 pages. If you received it already, you're going to get the updated copy of Understanding Obsessive Thinking. Like, I'm here for you guys. I was there where I couldn't stop the thoughts. And the more I had the thoughts, it was like pushing him away. And I was like, well, I don't want that to happen again. Like, I was so tired of having to live a life like this, where this person's constantly in mind and I didn't know what to do about it. And I had to keep living life like that for a while. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Okay. I can't do this anymore. And had to really get down to it and say, this obsessive thinking needs to stop. It needs to stop because it hasn't helped any connection before we make it twin flame. It's been here, okay? This obsessive thinking has been here. If you have obsessive thoughts, it's likely that you have in other areas of your life too. You're constantly worrying, panicking about the worst case scenarios and how you can prevent those. Or in previous connections, how do I make them love me? I want them to see me. It didn't start with your twin flame. That thinking is in other areas of your life. And when you're able to manage that and slow it down, you start noticing other areas of your life pull in together and everything aligns. Okay? Because the ego is no longer running the show. You really want to get a control on the ego. So again, the Magnetic Shift ebook, I'll share with you one of the chapters in the book this is one of my favorite techniques, is the I am not in control and how that works, right? I am not in control. It sounds like it's a simple process. This is why there are these different steps and exercises and so on, because the brain, okay, yes, we're bringing in physiology in here and things like that, because what my goal for you is to help you to end the I can't go there and all this kind of stuff. We'll get to how the so-called runner experiences this too, because it's not just the person trying to get the connection, but it's also the person trying to run from the connection too. That one too, okay, has obsessive thinking. And so I'm not in control. And I want to say rewiring, okay? This is another video. Right now we're talking about the universe. I have another video. Let me write that down to remind myself. I'm going to have a video for you that explains the rewiring of the obsession. All right. You can't talk your way out of this. You can't just be like, all right, I'm not going to think these thoughts. I'm not going to have this. I'm just going to be like this. And that's it. And think everything is going to work out like that when this has been your operating system for many years. When this has been a learned pattern that you had from trauma, by the way. It's a trauma response when you're obsessively thinking about anything. And it's been going on for a really long time. Just saying, oh, no, I'm just going to knock that out. Maybe it could be simple, but it's not always the case. And if you're still struggling with that, there's a Magnetic Shift ebook, and you can sign up for my coaching sessions. And let's get to the bottom of it, because a lot of times it's like we believe we're hearing ourselves, right? But during the sessions, we uncover the hidden beliefs within yourself simply by talking. Once you start talking about your events, your days, your connection, it comes out, okay? And then we work on that. So the link for that is also down below. All right, so now we're getting back to the universe, how the universe does this. And I'm going to share my story, okay? Because the universe was tough on me. Oh, we have somebody. Hi, Gypsy. We have some other people watching too, but I love it. You guys say hi, drop in and say hello. I'm sipping some water. So let's talk about the runner a little bit, okay? So I mentioned it's not just the so-called chaser, you know, you don't need these labels, but I'm using them so you can understand who I'm talking about. So the person who, because there are no chasers, right? It's just all runners. And so the person who appears to not want the connection, who appears to be distant from it, is usually saying something like this obsessively. What are they going to think about me? I'm just a failure. What if they run? You know, stories making up like you ran or something and you did it. What if I get judged? What if they don't like what they see? What if, and that goes on and on and on and makes it difficult for them to experience a connection with you. And hi, Mila. Oh, yay. I'm glad you're here. Okay. And that makes it difficult. When we desire to experience a connection with someone who's no longer running, we're asking for something major here. Okay. And so for a lot of folks, for a lot of people who desire the connection, they're ready right now, it can feel so simple and so easy to you, if you are the person, to say, well, we just have to love each other. We just have to share this life and be open. I have love for them. I want us to help each other out. Everything is going to be great. But when it comes to a person who appears to be running from the connection, it's because they've been used to running from themselves. Okay? And when you find yourself saying, but I want you here right now. I want you to experience the love I have for you. I want you to recognize it and to choose me and so on. You could be talking to someone who doesn't know what it feels like to love. They haven't quite loved themselves. They haven't really experienced love, because everyone who says I love you abandoned them. They left them. And so they've been protecting themselves from love. They don't know what it looks like, right? I'll get to my story a little bit. Some of you may be familiar with it. They don't know. And so begging for love and attention and all this kind of stuff can trigger a panic inside of them, like, oh, what is that? If this is the case, some so-called runners are either like in a relationship with someone, or they're just trying to figure their life out, or they want to piece things together and that kind of stuff. This is just one of those scenarios. Either way, the spirits are saying, either way, they're running. They're workaholics. They work a lot. They are running from themselves. But the universe helps with this. So you don't have to. If your twin flame is suffering with any addictive behaviors and so on, and you're like, I've had enough, I can't do any of this. Number one, make sure that's coming from your soul, not your ego. The ego will say, you got to put boundaries in there because society said so. You need to walk away because society said so. Or your best friend, or your family who can't stand the person, or whatever the case said so. That is all ego. But your soul is going to guide you. There's a difference between this. The ego says, you, how come they. The soul says, hey, here's what we do. Go left, go right, go straight, and all this kind of stuff. It acts as a compass for you. That's one of the ways that you can figure it out. We had a conversation, myself and one of my clients, and reached this discovery. If you find yourself saying, well, why are they? How come? Any of this, and you notice the energy too, where it feels like you have an armor on and you're going to war and you're angry at this person. How dare they don't show up? How dare, or whatever the case. This is an ego, and connection cannot happen when you're an ego. It cannot. Why? Because it's the mind, and the mind does not build connection. Your feelings do. Your soul does. Your inner child does. By helping your inner person understand life experiences and so on. Your inner person has been needing whatever it is you need from your twin, has been needing these things for a really long time. And guess what? You are the person to give it to this inner person. So your inner person no longer needs to have it from somebody else. Okay? Because if you're feeling, this is your subconscious mind. If you're feeling like you don't have it, this person will mirror you don't have it. The connection's not here and all this kind of stuff. The laws of the universe are still at play, everybody. It's still at play. But I'm not going to say go do all this manifesting thing unless it resonates with you. but instead come back to you and allow your soul, the universe, to take care of everything for you. Okay, that's what your soul is trying to do. And so for those who just hopped on, the Magnetic Shift ebook is on sale. And I put the link down below for the book. If you're having trouble with obsessive thinking, it's time to nip it in the butt. Nip it, understand it. Why is it happening? And there are different techniques in there. You can choose the one that resonates with yourself. And no, it's not give yourself love, self-love. It's nothing like that. These are patterns that have been in your mind before your twin flame came into the picture, not after. Your twin didn't do this. This pattern was there before. Okay. All right. So I'm going to break into my story a little bit, drink some water. Feel free to ask questions too. Sometimes I swallow this wrong. Oh, goodness. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Thank you for your question. Yes, the DM does. Okay. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. If think about it, if you're obsessively, not you, but in general, obsessively thinking about how can I have this connection, you're running to the connection, and you know that this behavior is not helping, look at it the other way. I don't know if I can have this connection. The universe wants it. I don't know. Obsessively thinking of running. Neither one builds this connection. Obsessive thinking, like by anybody, by you, by your twin, what needs to happen, I say need, but again, you're consulting with your soul, is that you're in balance. And your twin is in balance too, and mirrors that balance within. And it's not obsession. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So I hope that answers. If not, feel free, ask the question again. So what happened to myself, I was the twin who the universe allowed, I say allowed, or my soul did, for me to move on without any obsession. Okay. It was like, I remember at the time I was like, okay, that was quite an experience. It felt like we were meant to be together. I had that feeling, but he called it off first time. After that, I was like, okay, maybe I was imagining this and that kind of stuff. So I had this feeling of like, this is my imagination. And I totally ran with the story for 2 years that I chased and he ran. I said, I chased and he ran. And so the universe had blocked out a lot of stuff for me. So if you're talking to your twin and you're like trying to convince them and it seems like they're not getting it, it's probably because there's some sort of block there where they can't see it. It doesn't mean it's going to stay like that. There are reasons for that. There's reasons for everything on this journey. So the reason may be for you to shift that focus and go inward. Okay. And it may not be that time for reconnection. If it so happens that your twin is like, this isn't working out, we're not meant to be together, we're not, is because they're likely not seeing the bigger picture just yet. And they're viewing this as another connection. It's just another connection. And we're talking about someone who's used to running. Okay. And this was me for a really long time before my twin, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's how I did connection. Like, I have 1 foot out in case something doesn't work, so I will run. And you might want to call it avoidant. My brain would scan. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Just looking for the next thing that's wrong. With 1 foot out, I'm getting ready to leave. Something like that. All right. And so I was able to move on. And I could go on about that, but all right, let's get back to the universe. And so it happened to me at 3 a.m. 2 times. The universe came to me and was like, 𝐓𝐡𝐞, you're the one rejecting the connection. I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? Did you not hear me? For 2 years, I said, I chased and he ran, because all I can remember was wanting to be with him so badly. And dates weren't going through and plans were being canceled and all this kind of stuff, crying my eyes out like, this is so painful, right? And then ultimately decided I can't do this anymore, but didn't realize I didn't say anything about it and had left. So the universe said that. And then later the universe came again and was like, you need to go back. And I was like, really? I'm going to go back? And this is one of the things, like, I share this because I really want, I want you guys to want this for yourself. This is what I want. Is that you're not judging your person. You've got to let go of judging. We judge a lot. Why are they acting like this? Why are they, people have their experiences. They experience this connection one way, which may be different than your way. They could have other issues going on. The universe showed me a whole bunch of things on ADHD, depression, and all of this kind of stuff that contributes to that behavior. There's other factors going on, but our mind likes to say they don't want me, when the reality is they're going through their own experiences. For myself, the universe was like, go back. And all I can remember was crying my eyes off so badly that I could not go back to that pain. I was like, that was painful. Okay. My nervous system, everything was like, I can't go through that. We're not experiencing that again. So every time the universe will come in and say, you've got to, like, I was literally shaking, like, I'm going to get rejected again. I'm going to get rejected again. Okay. So this could be something that goes on with your twin. And for some of you, because I hear people, they're like, they're addicted to this or whatever it is, that may be, and I'm not saying that they need to do this, because it's painful enough. This journey is painful enough for you to experience that in your connection. It happens with some people. I am so sorry for that. I really am. Anyone who looks outside of themselves for something hasn't quite figured out how to self-soothe, how to self-regulate, and all. They're not familiar with that. Perhaps they haven't had the learning, all of this kind of stuff. So I say, let go of judging. For myself, the only way I was able to go through that was to stop lying to myself. Because a lot of this journey will say, oh, you don't have to heal. You don't have to think any of these thoughts and that kind of stuff. But then these thoughts are still there. So where are they going to go? So it really took me saying, all right, I'm going to be honest with myself. This was painful. And I could go on about that. This is something we uncover in sessions too. If you're like, I feel like I need to be with this person, but I'm scared of them. I'm not really sure if I want this connection and didn't feel safe. All this kind of stuff is because you have a right to your feelings. Your body is still harboring some things that happen in this connection. Okay. And just pretending it's not there doesn't mean it went away. It doesn't. So we uncover those things. So the universe was like, what the universe did was really showed me how this journey was about myself. The journey is about you. It's about your twin. It's just about the self, not another person. Okay. What I had to learn to do is come into myself, which felt hard to do. We're talking about if your twin, the person who is distant, perhaps ghosted, and all this kind of stuff, learning all over again how to be in their body and not outside. This is step one. Okay. And the universe kept guiding and giving directions and saying, you need to do this and all this kind of stuff. These things were happening. These things were happening. And so I share it because I'm helping your mind here, okay? I'm helping to put your mind at rest. Like, who? You mean I don't have to do that? Oh, the universe takes care of these things. I've seen the universe create meetings that happen in like ways that people can't imagine. Like is someone finding a job that's in the same city as their twin or same neighborhood. It's like, really? They live here? Being guided to go down a certain path, a certain road, and then bumping into this person or going into a restaurant or something and running into them. You know, I could share more things too. In another country, that one too. There's one person I spoke to went to vacation in another country and ran into her twin over there. All right. The mind needs to stop trying to make something happen and understand that the universe is doing all this kind of stuff. And it's because you feel it in your soul. What you feel in your soul, the universe is backing you up. Okay. The universe has you backed up. And whether it's your twin, your soul calls in, is that counterpart your soul calls in, you're getting what you feel inside. You are. All right. And that is beautiful and amazing when you can quiet what's up here or observe it. Don't go into it. Take a moment to understand what it's trying to do. It's trying to protect you from connection because it's been trying to do that for a really long time. Maybe the relationships didn't work out in your family. You didn't observe that, or you're in a culture where cheating a lot is a big part of it, like where I was coming from and all this kind of stuff. So your mind says, I don't want to experience this kind of pain or hurt. So let's sabotage a few things. Let's jeopardize this. And we think the mind is like, I'm pulling in this connection. I'm pulling it in by controlling it because I'm scared of it. Okay. It's like love and fear. This is coming up. Love and fear cannot be in the same place. It can't. If there is fear coming up and you're like, but I love this person, you got to take care of it. You really do. And begin to really trust that the universe has your back and is guiding you, and to take the time to hear what it's saying. So when fear comes up, anytime fear comes up, this is just calling for your love, your support, and healing. That's all it's doing. The rest of it, your soul is taking you on a journey. Okay. And when you quiet this thing up here, the universe steps in, your soul steps in, you hear guidance. But here's the other thing that I really want you to know is that when your soul is guiding you, if you are still pleasing others, like, I can't listen to my intuition. It says I need to like move my energy away. I need to, whatever it says, I can't see this person right now or think about them or whatever the case. Like, whatever your intuition is saying, if there's still a part of you that's like, I can't do that, then let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because, and believe me, I went through it when the universe was like, this is your person. And I said, I don't know. And then one day I woke up, I was like, 𝐸'Sheen, the universe is telling you this is your person. Like, what is going on here? Why are you running from that? It's kind of like giving, I don't know, think about your favorite dessert or something like that, your favorite one. And someone is like, I have it for you. Here you go. And you're like, I don't want, that's your favorite, okay? I hope that was a good analogy right there. But it at some point, I was just like, what are you running from? If the universe said this is your person, then what are you running from? Okay. And when it's a connection that is meant for you, that was designed, created for you. You have support from the universe. You're no longer, what's the word I'm looking for? Performing in your connection. One of the most amazing thing about this connection is it's with a person who gets you more than anyone else. You do that for each other. You do. And I know some of you might be like, well, they're not here. Let that go. Let that go. Your soul's preparing, okay? Preparing for reconnection. And it's a time for you to prepare too. How do you want to show up in connection? Do you want to show up with obsessive thinking or being calm and peaceful and trusting the process and trusting the journey? Okay. If you're not quite there yet, it's okay. Yeah. And even when reconnection happens, it's like, all right, I'm going to continue to work on this. Okay. Because the pattern of obsessive thinking, I got to have, or maybe I can't be with this and all this kind of stuff, it has never really helped you build a lasting connection with anybody. It has not. It's not twin flame related. Okay. All right. And so the soul does that. The soul lets you know. And patience is the key too. Yeah. Patience is a key. Sometimes people are like, 𝐓𝐡𝐞, if I stop doing the thing that makes me feel safe and feel like I can have this connection, it's going to fall apart. They're not going to think of me. They're not going to remember or anything like this, especially if you work with your twin. I've seen this kind of stuff. You work with your twin, you're like, I got to do all of this kind of stuff. But that's the mind saying, if I hold on, I make it happen. And the reality is, the more you hold on, the less you see it happening. And the sooner you release it, you let go, things can change like that. The mind perceives it to take a long time, believes it's going to take a long time. If I, stop holding on, how long is it going to take? Another, I don't know how many years or something. Whatever the mind believes it to be is not true. So when you reach that place where you're like, oh, I feel at peace. I've quieted all of this stuff. Matter of fact, it feels like there's nothing happening. Like it's quiet. And all this kind of stuff is when things start to shift. Okay. What I advise you is, if you're doing the same thing, getting the same result, it's time to do different. Do something different. Let your soul guide you. Let the universe help you out. Let the universe talk to them, okay? Like I share that with you, right? Let the universe. So sometimes, let me know if sometimes you hear conversations. Like I hear when the universe is guiding him. I hear it and stuff like that. If you hear conversations, you hear all this kind of stuff, let the universe do all of that while you simply live in peace, okay? And live a fabulous life and take care of yourself and all this kind of stuff. You're allowing yourself to be taken care of. And if you are on your mission, you've already started doing this work, same thing. The concept is the same. It's not different. Allow yourself to be taken care of, okay? And let things unfold for you. You worked too hard already. It's time for you to lift your feet, put it somewhere, lay back, lean, like get some sunlight or something, or, be on a hammock somewhere and allow yourself to truly be taken care of. First, get through those obsessive thinking, okay? Those thoughts are not helping you at all. And let me see. All right, so I don't see any other comments here. I appreciate all of you for showing up. And for those who watch the replay, I appreciate you as well. And again, I'll be getting to the comments. Thank you so much. Let me know what topics you want me to discuss. Let's get down to the bottom of this. Bye, everyone.